Beneath the quiet farmlands of America, under the soil that has been tilled for generations, something extraordinary was hiding. A discovery so ancient, so unexpected, that it has forced archaeologists to question everything they thought they knew about the origins of civilization itself. It was the remains of an entire city, a city that appears to be older than the pyramids of Egypt. A team of archaeologists from Missouri State University had been studying soil compositions near the Mississippi River when their ground-penetrating radar began returning strange, geometric shapes. At first, they believed it was nothing more than glacial rock patterns, the kind that form naturally over thousands of years. But as the scans continued, a picture began to emerge. Nature doesn't build in perfect geometry, people do. The first few days were slow, unremarkable, until the trench reached a layer of stone unlike anything they expected. The deeper they dug, the more they realized they weren't dealing with a simple settlement. Carbon dating from charcoal found within the site returned a number that sent shockwaves through the research team, over 7,000 years old. That meant this city existed before Egypt's first pharaohs, before Stonehenge was raised, and before the Sumerians built their ziggurats in Mesopotamia. If the results were accurate, it would mean an advanced civilization once flourished in North America, thousands of years before history records the rise of complex societies. As word of the discovery spread, experts from across the country arrived to verify the claims. What they found was nothing short of astonishing. Massive walls, some extending over 20 feet high, constructed from limestone and basalt. Intricate carvings spiraled across the surfaces, telling stories no one could yet read. Geological analysis revealed that much of the site had once been part of a vast river network that stretched across the central United States. Long before modern towns and farms, this landscape was home to deep waterways and fertile plains. But something had happened, a flood, a shift in the earth, perhaps a cataclysmic event, that buried the city beneath layers of sediment, preserving it in silence for millennia. Using LiDAR technology, the team mapped the surrounding area and found more anomalies: straight roads, circular plazas, and what appeared to be a vast network of defensive walls. The city stretched for miles. Based on the density of structures, they estimated a population of over 20,000 people. That would make it the largest known settlement of its time, anywhere in the world. And yet no record of it exists. No name, no legend, no written history to explain who built it or where they went. Among the most fascinating finds was a massive circular temple at the city's center. Built with precise astronomical alignment, the temple's openings matched the sunrise and sunset during the summer and winter solstices. This suggested that its builders had a deep understanding of the stars, seasons, and mathematics, a hallmark of advanced civilizations. Inside the temple's ruins, archaeologists found remnants of burnt offerings, clay figurines, and stones arranged in patterns resembling constellations. Whoever lived here didn't just build cities. They built calendars, observatories, and places of worship. Microscopic analysis of the tools and debris around the site revealed something even more shocking. The stone had been cut using tools tipped with copper, evidence of early metallurgy. Until now, experts believed that metalworking didn't reach the Americas until thousands of years later. If confirmed, it would mean this lost civilization mastered complex technology long before anyone thought possible. Scattered throughout the site were fragments of clay tablets covered in strange markings. Not pictures, not simple symbols, but patterns that looked like an early form of writing. Linguists who studied the markings were stunned. The symbols didn't match any known ancient script. Some bore faint similarities to proto-writing from Eurasia, while others appeared entirely unique. If these markings turn out to be written language, they could represent the oldest written communication ever found in the Americas. As news of the discovery spread, the academic world reacted with disbelief. Some scholars dismissed the carbon dates as errors. Others warned against jumping to conclusions. But even as debates raged, the evidence continued to grow. Thermoluminescence testing confirmed that many of the structures had indeed been fired thousands of years ago. Bone fragments from the site were tested, revealing genetic markers unseen in any known Native American lineage. This raised an even bigger question. Who were these people, and where did they come from? Some researchers proposed that they might have descended from an early migration across the Bering Land Bridge, thousands of years earlier than previously thought. Others suggested that they could have arrived by sea, traveling along ancient coastlines long before recorded navigation. A few even speculated that they could be the remnants of a civilization wiped out during the last Great Ice Age, survivors who rebuilt what they had lost. Local indigenous tribes were invited to the site, and many of their elders recognized familiar patterns in the carvings and mounds. Legends passed down through generations spoke of the Ancient Ones, a powerful people who lived before the great floods, who built vast cities and vanished when the world changed. The discovery seemed to echo those old stories that had always been dismissed as myth. But as the findings gained public attention, something strange happened. Certain areas of the site were suddenly declared off-limits due to environmental concerns. Independent researchers began reporting restricted access. Equipment was quietly removed. Documents related to the discovery disappeared from public databases. Speculation grew that the discovery was being suppressed. Was it because it challenged established history? Because it suggested civilization in America began far earlier than textbooks allow? Whatever the reason, the excavation officially paused. But behind the scenes, work continued quietly. Private institutions, some anonymous, began sponsoring new research. Satellite imagery was collected, revealing even more structures buried beneath the ground, long avenues, massive plazas, and underground chambers. In one of those chambers, archaeologists uncovered an incredible find, a sealed limestone tomb containing ceremonial objects and human remains. The chamber was carved with spiral designs similar to those found in Neolithic Europe. Its craftsmanship was astonishing, its purpose unclear. When dated, the results returned an age of nearly 9,000 years. If accurate, it would make this site the oldest known urban center in the Americas, predating Cahokia, Caral, and even the first Sumerian cities. It would suggest that human civilization did not spread outward from one cradle like Mesopotamia, but that it emerged independently in multiple regions, including right here, in the heart of North America. The implications were enormous. If ancient Americans built complex societies earlier than anyone thought, then our understanding of human progress, from agriculture to architecture to astronomy, must be rewritten. Humanity may not have developed in a linear path from east to west, but rather as a global web of forgotten cultures, rising and falling, each leaving traces of their genius behind. Still, many scientists remain skeptical. Some insist that the similarities to Old World sites are coincidental, the product of convergent human creativity. Others argue that geological processes might have distorted the dating. But even the skeptics admit one thing: the city is real, the artifacts are real, and the scale is undeniable. Something extraordinary once existed beneath American soil. Among the artifacts recovered, one stood out. A stone disc engraved with a map of the heavens as they would have appeared 8,000 years ago. The stars were arranged with precision, and in the center of the disc was a symbol, a spiral encircling a small circle, possibly representing the sun. It was an ancient astronomical chart, the oldest of its kind ever found in the Western Hemisphere. As researchers studied the surrounding terrain, they realized that the city's layout mirrored constellations visible in the ancient sky. The temple aligned with Orion, the main avenue followed the path of the Milky Way, and the burial mounds matched the stars of the Pleiades. Whoever built this city saw the world not just as earth and stone, but as part of the cosmos. The deeper story of this civilization may never be fully known, but their legacy still whispers through the stones, proof that humanity's thirst for knowledge, beauty, and order is as old as time itself. Many now call it America's Atlantis. The site, now closed to the public, sits under watchful eyes. Yet satellite images show new excavation marks, suggesting research continues in secret. Some believe the government or private collectors are studying the deeper chambers. Others think that what has been found could challenge religious and historical narratives, making it too controversial for the public eye. Perhaps that's true. Or perhaps the mystery is simply too vast, too incomplete to explain yet. But one thing is certain. The discovery has already changed history. It has shown that the story of civilization is far richer, older, and more interconnected than we ever imagined. It has reminded us that history isn't just something written in books. It's buried beneath our feet, waiting to be rediscovered. Imagine the people who once lived here. Families who built their homes along ancient rivers, priests who watched the skies, engineers who shaped the earth into temples and walls. Their world vanished, but their fingerprints remain in every carved stone, every broken pot, every line of geometry beneath the fields. Perhaps we are not the first advanced society to rise on this continent. Perhaps we are simply the latest. The truth may lie deeper still, under the fields, under the towns, under the foundations of the world we think we know. And someday, when the earth gives up more of its secrets, we may find that civilization didn't begin in one place at one time, but in many, scattered like seeds across the planet, waiting to be remembered. The stones beneath America whisper that this land once held greatness, a people of vision and knowledge whose memory was lost to time. But the earth never forgets. It keeps everything, waiting for the right moment, the right hands, to uncover its truth. If this ancient city truly is older than Egypt, then history must be rewritten, because the story of humanity is not one of a single dawn, but of many suns rising, each forgotten until now. And perhaps, buried beneath the soil of America, lies the first light of them all.